morning, and hope you're having a great Tuesday morning wherever it is you're listening to me from. It's a beautiful Tuesday, the 30th day in March 2021. I believe we have one more day left in March, right, Toby? Yeah, one more day left in March. Toby, are you here? Okay, all right, one more day left in March. I can hear you also telling me at home as well, because oftentimes for me, I always sometimes have to, I don't know if it happens to you, where I always have to do the 30 days, September, April, June, November, all the rest are 31. Yes, all right, so now we do have 31 days in March, so we still have, to 1 day before we go into April, and no April Fool's prank, please. I'm definitely going to be on my guard for that one this year. All right, welcome back. It's still the Integrity Station. This is Splash 105.5 FM. We're reaching you from the live from the beautiful city of Ibadan, the very cool city of Ibadan this morning, and it's really cool. The weather is lovely, and it looks like it's going to be another really hot day. I'm looking at the temperature this morning, and it looks like it's going to be a little cloudy, but there's going to be a lot of sun. It's going to be really hot. It's going to be humid, a little wind, just a little wind, but it's going to be about 24 degrees here in the city of Ibadan. It says it's mostly cloudy. Don't take my word for it. You can go online and also see, which is where I'm looking from. But they say it's going to be mostly cloudy, which I'm keeping my fingers crossed for, because sometimes this heat, it's just a lot. I don't know, all of the women that wear a full face of makeup in this heat, I don't know how you do it. Well done to you. And all of those who wear agbada and suits, and even have the waistcoat inside it as well. I guess maybe you work in an environment where it's really cool, but then so do I. But when I now face the reality of going to do school runs or going back on the road, getting in traffic, it really can just feel like a lot, and sometimes your AC doesn't cooperate with you. But anyway, that's by the way, just to let you know, the weather is going to be cool today. Mostly cloudy with a temperature of 24 degrees Celsius. All right, also in the news, before we go on to do what we're talking about today, because I bumped on a video, and I'm going to open phone lines for you to share your thoughts. Just looking at around the world and some of the phenomenal things that are happening. You know how they say that, hey, women are such phenomenal leaders. New Zealand is proving that to be true, because they're actually implementing a law that gives employees 3 days leave when a pregnancy ends with a stillbirth without having a tap into sick leave. So basically, if you have a miscarriage and you're a woman and you have a miscarriage in New Zealand, you get time off work. And that's something that a lot of people don't talk enough about, Oftentimes women perhaps only get maternity leave when they have a baby, but there are lots of women, and I have a friend, which is a real life situation. I have a friend who was pregnant, and obviously on the 9th month was when she lost her baby, so she had to return to work. She didn't have that time to grieve. And there's some people, at least hers was even advanced to the point where I guess her boss, if her boss is sensitive enough, her boss would say, hey, take a few weeks off. You really need that, But there's some people who have miscarriages, maybe at the 5th, 6th month, and that can be traumatic to a woman's mental health. If you've ever been through a miscarriage, then you know that it's not an easy thing at all. So the fact that New Zealand is approving this paid leave for miscarriage is definitely laudable. That's why they say we need women everywhere. We need women at the table everywhere, because constantly decisions are being made for women by people who know nothing about being a woman, So, how would a man know that miscarriage is hard and that, you don't just get back to work the next day and just live life as normal? Only a woman would know that, So if we have women, we need a bigger representation of women in boardrooms, in politics, everywhere, and this is just phenomenal. It says the New Zealand's parliament has passed legislation giving mothers and their partners too, which is also phenomenal. Also, when we talk about maternity leave, a lot of people are also agitating for paternity leave, because we need more men to bond with their children. We need more men to stay home as well, to learn the ropes. The new mom is learning the ropes. That's what she does most of the time, especially if it's a first-time mom. She's never done it before either. People often think that this maternal thing falls on you and you just give birth and you just know what to do. No. New moms are learning to, and I think new dads need to learn to, and they need that time to take off work. That's why we have women who are resentful. Their husband don't know how to even feed their baby, don't know how to do anything. Women can't rest, because even when they have a man who is the father of the child, they still have to do everything, cook, feed the baby, do all of that. But when men also stay home. They can take a few weeks to also learn how to bottle feed. They can learn how to bathe their baby. They can learn all of the things that women too learn when they have babies. So that's on paternity leave. But on this one, is definitely laudable. The bereavement allowance passed unanimously in Parliament late Wednesday give employees 3 days leave when a pregnancy ends with a stillbirth without having to tap into sick leave. The passing of this bill shows that once again New Zealand is leading the way for progressive and compassionate legislation, becoming only the second country in the world to provide leave for miscarriage and stillbirth, said Labour Party MP Guinea Anderson, who initiated the bill. So we definitely applaud New Zealand for that phenomenal, fantastic news, and I hope that a lot more countries would look at seeing more women at the helms of affair as a good thing, because then, they can, we can now have laws that support women, that encourage women, that are good for women. And when women are thriving, the whole home is thriving. I'm sure you've been in a home where the mother is unhappy. Everyone's unhappy, really. We know what they say, happy wife, happy life. So make the women happy, we'll definitely all be happy. Yeah. All right, so that's not even our story today. Our story today is about a video I bumped in recent times. Some people have been agitating for the Odua nation. Have been saying, Yoruba people need to get their own, the Yoruba people need to secede and, form. They even talked about the currency. I think it was called Fadaka. Talked about the currency, and this is an agitation that's not new. Actually, it's been going on for a long time, where Yoruba people feel like, this marriage that we have with the north and the other parts of Nigeria isn't working. This is a forced marriage. This is a marriage that we're forced to embark upon, and we've been here for how many, over 60 years, and it's just still not working. Yoruba people feel like they can come together and make it work on their own. We've seen this happen before. Igbo people tried it, and that ended in the Biafra War, and it goes on and on. But a gentleman who has always been behind this whole, trying to get Yoruba people to, be on their own, even though people have said that Yoruba people, even in themselves, are not very united, So how is this going to work? If we're talking about the lack of unity as a nation, the nation Nigeria. So even within the fragments, within the little bodies, there's also, this unity. So how is this going to work? So I'm going to give you a bit of a backstory to this video before I play it. The gentleman involved is a man called Adebanji Akintoye, who's also known as S. Banji Akintoye. He's a Nigerian-born academic. He's a historian and a writer. And he also studied history at the University College, Overseas College of the University of London, and also has a doctoral studies at the University of Ibadan as well, where he was awarded a PhD in history in 1966. And Akintoye is one of the current leading scholars on the history of the Yoruba people, and his most recent work, History of the Yoruba People, draws on decades of new findings and thinking on Yoruba studies that challenges some previously dominant notions about the origins of the Yoruba. Now, his work dispels the Middle Eastern and Arabian origins propounded by such scholars as Lee Samuel Johnson, also gave prominence to the works on the pre-Oduduwa period, amongst others. Now, Akintoye also gave prominence to the role of Ile-Ife over that of Oyo. A reviewer, Wale Adebanwi, notes this book directly contests the shifts the focus of Yoruba history away from what many have called the Oyo-centric account of Samuel Johnson. So this gentleman released a video recently where, he was very excited to make an announcement. It was an announcement that he made, which, according to him, which means that they made progress on this whole, Yoruba, initiative to try and get the Yoruba people together. I'm going to play the video, like I said, and so that we can all hear what he's got to say, and then we'll read it. Because also for me, I was wondering what the, he called it the UNPO. And he called this like a great stride that they've made in, actually furthering this cause of having the Yoruba people sort of secede. So I want to know what your thoughts are. I'm going to play the video, and basically this is something that's been, in the news for a while, and it's sort of gained prominence in recent time because people have said it is a ploy. And I want to know what your thoughts are. Some people have said there's some theory to this, that obviously Yoruba people want their turn again in the presidency. And so hopefully they're thinking that by charging or by pushing this cause for secession, it will make the Yoruba people, it will give the Yoruba people an opportunity, I guess, to lead, or it will make it that they will be giving this piecemeal presidency, a rotational turn to lead. I want to know what your thoughts are. Let me play the video. Can I play the video real quickly? Okay, and then we will. All right, here it goes.
Okay. To inform you that the Yoruba nation has been admitted to the membership of UNPO. UNPO means Unrepresented Nations and Peoples Organization, with its headquarters in The Hague. The UNPO has expressed their gladness to welcome the Yoruba nation as a new member of UNPO, and they are looking forward to working with us. It is important because it is a great stride, and it represents a very important step in our collective quest to achieve the goal of dignity in the country in which we live, and also to achieve the goal of self-determination for our nation. Our Yoruba nation now has a voice on the international stage via the machinery of the UNPO, which maintains a permanent presence before the United Nations and before other international agencies like the European Union, the African Union, the United States government, and the governments of various other countries across the world.
Okay, all right. So that was Professor Banji Akintoye, leader Yoruba World Congress. And the Yoruba World Congress has been known, he's been known to say that, Nigeria has been dragging the Yoruba nation down. He's also been in the news to say to recruit only locals into Amotekun. And quite a number of, other things that have been associated to, them. But I just wanted to throw the question open real quickly. As we look at this Yoruba agenda, a lot of people have said that they're just doing this so that then it obviously the political move to try and get relevance or to try and get the presidency allotted to a Yoruba man. Hopefully if they initiate this kind of trouble to say that Yoruba people are going to do their own thing, that it will mean that then somebody will say, okay, you know what, let's give the Yoruba people a chance to lead, and then hopefully they will stop the agitation for this Yoruba nation. But what are your thoughts on this one? And also the moves that have been made, currency out there already, called for Dakar on, the Yoruba movement. And if it's something that could work, a lot of things work for us as an idea, but the reality of it, how realistic would you say this is? All right, so you can call us or text us real quickly. I'd like to know your views. And for those who are expecting us to talk about the name, that will come up as well. Around 8:40, I have guests who are coming and who will be talking to us about names. So if you are struggling with it, definitely stand by. We'll bring you that in a moment. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Adero.
Hello, Reverend Koye. Good to have you here. Yes, I can hear you now. How are you today?
The topic of discussion is a good one, and the question you ask is very, very germane. I read a piece written by Duru Onobule,
right,
which is titled Oduduwa Republic. You can search for it. Anyone hearing me can search for it. It's a good read for us all.
Okay.
In that piece, I share his thoughts. He well highlighted it on the pros and cons of our agitation for Oduduwa State. Now, my take is this. Why do we need Oduduwa Nation? The answer is not far-fetched. For peace, for progress, for prosperity. My opinion is this. Aderonke, we Oduduwa Nation not open up our deeply rooted interest for ourselves. What am I saying? Egba and Ijebu, Ife and Modakeke, we have seen examples all around. Oyo, Ibadan, Oyo, Ekiti. We have seen examples in diverse times. I believe the peace we enjoy at the moment is because we are under a bigger nation called Nigeria.
Right.
But I believe it will open up and throw us back to that age and era. Let me round up with this, because I know a lot of people will want to talk. Already we have Ududua nation. We know the state within the Ududua nation. All we need to do is let us put our governors on their toe to develop this nation and set the necessary pace to achieve peace, to achieve progress and prosperity for the already existing Ududua nation.
Okay.
Arewa nation existed on its own. The other Eastern nation, they are there. All these governors needed to do is to put their heads together for regional integration and development.
Okay.
All we need is that.
All right.
And above all, at the center level, we need devolution of power to this state.
Right.
We need to restructure so that the state could have more power to do a lot of things within their region.
All right,
yes,
absolutely,
that is
fair
the
enough.
restructuring we needed.
Thank you.
But at the local level, I am not for Ududua nation the way some people are clamoring for it.
Okay.
But I want the already existing one, let them work vehemently towards and give us what we desire.
All right. All right. Thank you very much, Reverend Koye. We appreciate that. All right. So Reverend Koye, what he said is throwing up a lot more questions. How are we doing already? It's not like it's an Edo man that is governing, an Osun state, for example. It is somebody from that place. How well are we doing, even governing ourselves as it is, state to state? So how are we going to do better? Of course, some people, Reverend Koya said, obviously, if there's more, the governors have more power. Perhaps they can do more. But can they? That's another question. Will they? That's another question. So how well are we doing as it is in our states? As opposed to if we now have an Ududua nation, would we even do better? Would we not still have the same issues of division, corruption? Would we still not have the same issues? All right, let's take a short commercial break. I know a lot more people would like to. Okay, let me take one call before I go on this break, and then I'll go on a short break. Hello, good morning. Hi, good morning.
This is Dr. Mark.
Hello, Dr. Mark. Thank you so much for calling in. Great to have you. What are your thoughts, Dr. Mark?
Yeah, thank you. My own take is that going about the regional system would have been better. We would still have one Nigeria, but the only difference is that we will not have a regional government where
right. All of
yes, not that we are dividing Nigeria now. Having a regional system will give us opportunity to develop at the regional level. Each state will invest their resources. You see, when we talk about regional system, we are giving power to secure our territory. We are giving power to manage our health. We are giving power to manage our educational sector. We are giving power to manage our commerce. We are giving power to utilize the resources available to us to grow. So if we have that unit as a region, it will foster seriousness. If the embezzlement here and there will no longer be there.
Right.
This money back politics we have, where people just share money, we don't care about the mercy.
Right. I also see one of the first issues that will come up, Dr. Mark, is for example, if you like what you talked about, a regional government, who first of all have the issue of Omawani, is our own person that should be there. This person cannot lead us because they are from that side.
No. So we are going to have what is called a new constitution. Definitely, the present constitution we're using cannot work for a regional system.
Right.
Now, anybody who is qualified to be in a position should come up. There's going to be what is called student. You can't be in a position when you have nothing to do with yourself. Coming to political position is coming to serve. It's not coming to amount wealth in yourself.
Right.
If you have no particular profession, if you are not proven in what you are doing, you cannot attain throne of power in that group. You will be able to monitor who and who they give opportunity to be in one position or the other.
Absolutely.
When Awolowo was coming, I think he was coming out as a professional. He was coming out as somebody who had something in stock. to offer to the people. So we have a lot of people moving around Abuja now. The work they do is just a politician.
Lobbying.
No any other business. So church cannot work in a regional system because your what you are doing will really show. We know this person is good in education. When they go and move education forward, we bring them in. This person is good in agriculture. The round skirt should be put in round bowl. Proper people will handle proper position.
Right.
That's the way it works all over the world. We will be able to see. As Oyo State is now, all that Oyo State has as resources will be used, will be annexed properly. All that Ekiti has as resources will be annexed properly. And we will work together and grow that region. Pushing also those in Southeast and South like that.
All right, thank you.
We will have a better Nigeria. If we come for to do, we will kill ourselves more. Okay? I'm telling you, there's going to be a lot of friction. The Ekiti will not want the
people. Yes, absolutely. Thank you very much. Yes.
We have this peace now because we have somebody at the top that is coming to check. So the Prime Minister will always be there in case you have some regions at friction with each other.
Yes.
So there will always be a check from the top. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Dr. Mark. I really appreciate that. Thank you for calling in. That's another interesting angle, and we'll take a break. When we come back, what are your thoughts on especially what Dr. Mark has thrown into the mix today? All right, so we'll take a short break. We'll be right back on Beyond the Surface. Don't go away.
If only we could show you on radio our stylish new look. Amstel Malta. But since we can't, go to the nearest store to pick up some Amstel Malta. And for Team Fit fans, try the new Amstel Malta Ultra with no added sugar. New look Amstel Malta.
And new Amstel Malta Ultra with no added sugar. So good for you.
Amstel Malta. Be your best.
Who is this? Hello?
Hello.
Tutorial classes tó wà lágbègbè yín lẹ́bàá mobile petrol station UI àdójúkọ Zenith Bank Iwo Road beside Masak petrol station oríta apẹ̀rin ODBC terminus Celebo stop Old Ife Road pẹ̀lú East Grace Plaza Ẹlẹ́yẹlé Ìbàdàn 08106156116 tàbí 00508549922. Mr. Apes ní kẹ́ máa fọwọ́ yín láti dènà àrùn COVID-19.
Don't let power outage interrupt your life. Genos inverters come on automatically during power outage, so you enjoy continuous power without interruption. Get Genos and enjoy power without noise and without manual changeover. Call 0700-111-2233. That is 0700-111-2233. Genos inverters and batteries, energizing lives.
dákun fi mí lé o jàre wọn ráyè tiẹ̀ lóru ọ̀gànjọ́ yìí o.
èwo mo tún ṣe fún ọ.
wo páànù òrùlé wa kójú òun rọ̀ ariwo gèè bíi pọ́pin ayédè òjò poroporo bíi omi inú apẹ̀rẹ̀. bóòrùn ràn ilé ògbóná jọjọ bíi iléeṣẹ́ búrẹ́dì ìwọ wà ládùúgbò wa ó ti parí pípààrọ̀ òrùlé rẹ̀ díẹ̀díẹ̀ sí Nigerite Lifespan. ìwọ̀n kan náà kú ni òrùlé páànù àti Nigerite Lifespan. báyìí òrùlé rẹ̀ ò dípẹ̀tà mọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni kò jò mọ́ kòkòkò ló ń le sí bọ́dún ṣe ń gorí ọdún ó sì mọ́ tónítóní bí ara oníhun.
mo ti gba òrùlé Nigerite Lifespan òun ń fi pààrọ̀ páànù òfò adójútì ni àti pé láti sísìn lọ òrùlé Nigerite Lifespan tó ní òǹtẹ̀ ìdámọ̀ Nigerite lórí ni ó máa lò fún gbogbo àwọn oníbàárà mi sọgbọ́.
international carpenter ọkọ mi o.
ìyá tó lo o sì já tura òjò yìí. òrùlé Nigerite Lifespan nígbà òrùn nígbà òjò nígbà gbogbo.
It is time for celebration. 30 years busting with goodness. No challenge can ever stop us. You can't underrate us. You can't underrate it. Busting with so much greatness. Enjoy our world of good. 30 years of nourishing goodness.
Àwọn tó kán létí wọn mọ ohun tó dára o. Kásìsì máa ni wọ́n ń lò. Kásìsì ìmọ̀ ẹ̀rọ òde òní náà fi ṣe. Kásìsì ó dára kì máa í mòrò. Ó tún ṣe ege sí òde òun tẹ́ bá fẹ́ o. Ó lè kókó. Ó dára ó rẹwà ó là ló pẹ́. Ó lè kókó. Ó dára ó rẹwà ó là ló pẹ́. Prestige wà. Lẹ́gẹ̀dì gan ìyẹn ò lẹ́gbẹ́. Diamond wà. Crystal pẹ̀lú Supreme tó dára. Ilé-iṣẹ́ Nigerite ló ṣe wọ́n jáde o. Nigerite Calcicil kò táwọn yọjú.
Calcicil sílẹ̀ tí ilé-iṣẹ́ Nigerite fìmọ̀ ẹ̀rọ ayé òde òní gbé jáde. Ó rẹwà, ó le koko, ó lálòpẹ́. Bàbá ń bari ẹ̀ ní pé kì í mòoru. Ó yàtọ̀ láwùjọ àwọn sílẹ̀. Ó tún ṣe gẹ́sì ìpele. Bẹ́ẹ̀ owó rẹ̀ mọ̀ níwọ̀nba. Ó sì wà ní gbogbo ilé ìtajà Nigerite jákèjádò Nàìjíríà. Nigerite Calcicil ó ju sílẹ̀ lásán lọ.
tó dá sí pọ́ọ̀tù bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn ó yẹ kó kọ́kọ́ kan ní kẹ́.
ta ló sọ yẹn bẹ́ẹ̀ mi ṣe ń ṣe pásítà tèmi nìyẹn o àti pé golden penny ni pásítà tí kì í lẹ̀pọ̀ kò sí ìyọnu.
àwọn èmi fèsì pẹ̀lú ṣàjẹ́ àti oríṣiríṣi àtàtà tí kò kúnra àti rúworo.
gbádùn golden penny pasta bó ṣe fẹ́ a ṣe golden penny pasta pẹ̀lú èpo àlìkámà durum wheat tó ní protein tí kì í sì lẹ̀pọ̀ o ní àǹfààní láti sè é bù tàbí jẹ bó ṣe fẹ́ nítorí pé kò ní lẹ̀pọ̀ pẹ̀lú golden penny pasta bó ṣe fẹ́ ló dáa jù.
The Hallelujah Channel is back on DSTV and GoTV, and you can experience pure joy in the Lord's presence from the comfort of your home this Easter season. Connect with church services from the House on the Rock, KICC, Daystar, the Redeemed Christian Church of God, and more, and live broadcast on Good Friday and Easter Sunday. Enjoy live gospel music performed by Monique, Onos, Mike Abdul, Peter, Frank Edwards, and Tim Godfrey on the Rejoice segment on Sunday, 28th March and 4th of April from 3 p.m. Hosted by Shegun Obe. Tune in to the Hallelujah Channel and bask in His amazing grace from 8 a.m. on Sunday, March 28th to Monday, April 5th on DSTV Channel 197 and GoTV Channel 85. Stay connected to my DSTV app and my GoTV app.
Splash FM 105.5.
Welcome back. It is still the Morning Splash. A beautiful morning to you, wherever it is you're listening to us from. Thank you very much for choosing us this morning. It is Beyond the Surface, and I'm Ronke Giwa Onafuwa. Today we're looking beyond the surface of this agitation for secession for the Yoruba people to have their own nation. And a lot of people have thrown up, obviously, a lot of conspiracy theories as to why in recent time, because the agitation is not recent. Something has been going on for a while, but in recent time it's been, on everyone's lips. Everyone's obviously because of the insecurity. We can understand, because the insecurity in the country has also made it so that people feel like, hey, if we have a president who's not for us, then we might as well go and do our own thing. The insecurity has put a lot of pressure on the already divided, body or the already divided Nigerian body. So whereby there are already, lines and cracks on the wall. The recent upsurge of insecurity has made it that, especially the body language of the president, not, body language of the president, which some people have said it feels a little too tolerant to terrorism and to those who are, involved in banditry and kidnapping. So, of course, you can imagine the Yoruba people feeling like, hey, if we have a president who is not for us, then we might, as best, can do it ourselves. But some people have said this is why the agitation has become, apart from the whole insecurity issue, has become more pronounced, because Yoruba people feel, they want to have a turn at leadership as well. And so, obviously, if there's a threat to the nation's unity, the Yoruba people will be given a turn and a chance to be able to, have their go at, being president. Recently, Mr. Stephen Adebanji Akintoye talked about the progress made on this achievement or this realization of the Yoruba nation, where he talked about being accepted in the Unrepresented Nations and Peoples Organization, which is an international organization established to facilitate the voices of unrepresented and marginalized nations and peoples worldwide. I don't know how much of great news this will be for those who are definitely very pro, secession. Well, the UNPO, which is the organization, it was actually formed in 1991 in The Hague, Netherlands. Its members consist of indigenous people, minorities, and unrecognized or occupied territories. And the UNPO works to develop the understanding of and respect for the rights to self-determination, provides advice and support related to questions of international recognition and political autonomy. And he also trains groups on how to advocate for their causes effectively and directly advocates for an international response to human rights violations perpetrated against UNPO members groups. Some former members such as Armenia, East Timor, Estonia, Latvia, Georgia, and Palau have gained full independence and joined the United Nations. So you see the trend. A lot of some of these small nations were also feeling very marginalized, feeling very... They're all part of a bigger nation, but a group of people that felt marginalized also joined the UNPO and then eventually gained full independence and joined the United Nations. Is this something that we see happening, for the Oduwa nation? Or is it just an idea that someone is propagating, but that in reality may not work? Because people often throw up the fact that even along, the Yoruba, within the Yoruba, race, in quote, there's still a lot of division. Dr. Mark Holders before went in that break and talked about, perhaps not secession, but perhaps having like a southern or like a regional, system whereby, we don't just have an Oshu state governor, but maybe like the southwest region have their own maybe prime minister or leader or governor, whatever, that this might work better. But then the question will still come up of, because even within itself, even in your state, you hear people say, and I think this was born from the issues we've all had in the past. Well, obviously, when there's been issues of war, there's still lingers this insecurity or this lack of trust. Yes, this lack of trust within ourselves that we have, even among the Yoruba people. So how is it going to work? Even if Yoruba people are not, if you're talking about the reason why you want to secede is because of the lack of, unity. There's still a lack of unity, even within the fragments. All right. So, let us know what your thoughts are on this. And what angle would you take this from, and how would you see this? Do you think it's just, a fragment of somebody's imagination, and that it's not something that can work in reality? Well, let us know. You can call us real quickly on 080-5699-8678. 080-5699-8678. I'd definitely love to hear your views on this and your thoughts on what the reality of Yoruba nation would definitely look like. A lot of people, I would like to say, are not very optimistic. Yes, we have the people who are pushing for this, but not very many people, I would say, have come out. The two calls we've had, have definitely been against. So, what are your thoughts on this? Hello, good morning. Okay, all right. Call us on 080-5699-8678 to share your thoughts All right, so we have a comment on Facebook. Hassan Ibrahim Olaomi says, there's no better option in the situation we found ourselves today. If we truly have one Nigeria, no one will buy. Okay, I'll come back to your text. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning. Oh, okay.
Hello.
Hello, good morning. What's your name, please?
Daniel.
Okay, hi, Daniel. Do you want to,
I'm Daniel from Nakpete.
All right, Daniel from Nakpete. What are your thoughts?
Hello.
Hello, Daniel. Can you hear me? Okay, Hassan Ibrahim on Facebook. Hello, Daniel. I can hear you. Do you want to go on? Okay. All right, let me have to cut that call. Sorry. Hassan Ibrahim says, also achieving a Yoruba nation on our own won't remove the power struggle, lack of political will, corruption, and all other problems, but there won't be xenophobia and the feeling of being over marginalized. So there are the pros and there are the cons. But the pros overweigh the cons, or the cons overweigh the pros? I guess that's the question. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Charles. Good to have you here today. Go ahead.
Well, I don't know. People that are pushing for Yoruba nation, I don't know what they have on the table for us. What they have on the table for us to show us that they are ready to stand as a nation. Even Makinde, that is governor of Austin, so people are still criticizing him. You see what I'm saying? So the problem is, let us address the issue that is struggling the Nigerian nation. Let's address the issue, because if you don't address the issue, even if you go to become a country on your own, or you break up the region, that issue will still come up. That's a lot of issue problem. Corruption is there. This is what has dragged us down as a nation. And not only even in government quarters, even we as individuals, we are very corruptible. You understand what I'm saying? So let us remove this corruption from our life. Racism is there. We have racism within us. Just like I heard this morning. Once you say, this one is from this place, this one is not from this place, it's racism in Africa. And they are even Yorubas are practicing it among themselves. This one will say, you are not called by the man, you are not the woman. So we have to remove racism.
Oh, wow, unfortunately. Sorry about that, Charles. I'm not sure what happened there. All right, welcome back. It's still beyond the surface. We've got another caller here. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning. Oh, hello, Daniel. Good to have you back here. What are your thoughts? What's your contribution on our topic today?
To me, for my own contribution is that those people that are disturbing this nation, they are not up to 1,000. And if you look at them, they have common goals. They have different thinking. So I'm looking for a man from Osun State to become a governor in Oyo State. Because in a country where you are looking for a state of origin, you are using state of origin. So what do you expect?
Okay.
So that, as you can see, in United States now, you have Nigerians that are in their government. So, and they are making progress.
I see what you're talking about now. Okay.
So, if you're looking at, okay, this man is from Jebu, this man is from Lekiti, this man is from Osun, this man, they can't make progress.
Absolutely.
And the people that are disturbing this country, they are in the same caucus. They have one thinking. Even though if people get there today,
yes,
that doesn't mean that he is going to do what the Igbo wants.
Right.
Because people have thinking.
Okay.
I think I'm looking for Giwa nation. So, and no state of origin, there will be laws and there will be rules. So there's no perfect democracy.
Absolutely.
Or democracy that is well guided.
Okay.
So assuming if we get our democracy very well, we won't have any problem.
If we get a democracy well in Nigeria, we will not have, a reason for the call for this secession. All right. Thank you very much, Danny. We really appreciate that. Thank you so much for calling in. All right. Have a wonderful day. All right. So Okay, thank you very much, Daniel. Daniel's made a very valid point. We're still very tribalistic, even in our politics, So, and I think that this is not something that's just a Wazobia. Oftentimes people just think it's Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba. No, it cuts deeper and it goes further deeper into the roots than that. And I think that's also a problem that will be thrown up if this kind of idea is realized. It's not just a three tribe issue. It cuts much deeper than that. All right, we'll take one more call and then that will be it on this subject today. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. What's your name, please? Hello. You're live on Splash.
Adibowale calling from Talent.
Good morning, Mr. Adibowale. Go ahead.
Yeah, having the Yoruba nation isn't a problem, provided we'll be having a constitution guiding it, not based on ethnicity or religion, because those are two major things that mostly divide us as a nation. If those two things are not being considered, and we consider ourselves as human generally, Oduduwa nation can work. We have no problem with that. But those two things have to be executed. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for that. All right, that's all we can do today. Thank you all for your reactions and comments on this subject. It's a conversation that we must continue to have because then, just like how just in the few people that have called in today have thrown in different angles to this conversation. So the pendulum continues to swing, for or against. But, they have said that those who are agitating for this Oduduwa nation are just being notorious, that we're better together. And that, if we come about, for example, I think it was the vice president he was making maybe a joke or not, because the colloquium that happened in Kano, whereby Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's 69th birthday was celebrated in Kano. The vice president talked about how if there's a secession, for example, if we all go our different ways, you need a visa in order to go to Kano. You need a visa in order to visit, other parts of Nigeria. And I really don't even know what that will feel like. But thank you so much for contributing to this topic today. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for participating in, all of the different ways that you have today, and for being a part of the program. I'm hoping I can have my guests any moment. I'm still expecting them, so we're just going to see if they're still going to join us on the program today to talk about the NIN registration, especially for those who may have questions about the NIN registration still. They'll be here to answer your question. But I'm keeping our fingers crossed that we will be able to have them live on the program. If not, I'm sure we'll schedule another time to have them right here in the studio. But in the meantime, thank you so much for listening. I'm Ronke Giwa Onafuwa. Good morning.